Two dudes watch cartoons. Two dudes watch cartoons. Two dudes watch cartoons. Two dudes watch cartoons. Yeah.
Welcome back to Two Dudes Watch Cartoons, the podcast where two dudes, that is us, watch cartoons. My name is Evan.
And my name is Alex, and I am jazzed to be back here with you today. We're covering an oldie but a newie, but a goodie and a oldie at the same time. Evan, I was in the movie theater, and I realized the first Toy Story movie came out 31 years ago.
31.
It came out in 1995, starting Pixar's domination all the way to the year 2026, where today we are covering Toy Story 5.
You got a friend in me.
Tell me you didn't want to hear
You got
Taylor
a
Swift
friend.
sing that version. When she was announced to be like doing the project, I was like, I hope she's remaking You Got a Friend in Me. I want to hear that.
Yeah. Singing to Travis Kelce. Are they married? Has that happened?
No, it's happening like this
They're,
week, so probably by the time
okay.
people listen, it'll have happened.
Yeah. By the time I get this edited, they'll have their first kid.
Oh my gosh.
yes.
It's great to be back. I told the fans last
I
time
know.
we're never going away, and we're here again.
We're never going
We got
away.
a summer planned of some exciting stuff. We're going to film some episodes,
Yeah.
so just be tuned, be ready. Look, before we get into this, we have covered
Yeah.
Toy Story tangentially through our Pixar March Madness. So we have talked about Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4 in different variations. So I imagine we're going to be getting into a lot of all of them today. Right out of the gate, though, Toy Story 5, announced probably a year and a half ago. Hit me with your thoughts.
I think initially skeptical, obviously. I was, and you know this, I was skeptical of 4, even after having seen it. I recently revisited, changed my opinion, but definitely skeptical. But I think when I heard the initial pitch, or, you know, the tagline for Toy Story 5, which the premise is the toys, it's the toys against technology. It's the toys against the iPad. I was in. That is
Immediate hook.
timely. It's the immediate hook, timely, and like the right sort of just enough time has passed, enough in the world has changed where there's another story worth telling. So I've been looking forward to this one, definitely.
Yes.
What about you?
First announce, I was very like, again? Like, people argue Toy Story 3 is one of like the best endings. I actually, at the time, and we've had this debate many years, I was a huge fan of 4 over 3. Not that either's bad. I want to be clear. Neither are bad. But, you know, we're nitpicking here. But I loved 4.
Yeah.
It hit me at the right time in life. I think I saw it in the movie theaters kind of alone, and I was like, I'm Woody, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is me.
Goodbye, friends. I'm going to Arizona. Goodbye, Michigan.
All right, let's not get too deep, but yes. And so it really spoke with me, but it was like, it's almost like that gag of like, oh, this is going to be the third ending to the Toy Story series. So
Yeah.
I was skeptical.
Yeah, Miyazaki's final
Yeah,
film.
exactly. So I was skeptical, but kind of like you, I heard the premise, and I was like, that is interesting. That's timely. I really enjoy that. And I heard it was going to be about Jesse, and I was kind of like, oh, I like that. I like where we're going there. And without getting into the nitty-gritty details of it, I think all of the Jesse stuff was the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, it managed to be a passing of the torch film without ever feeling like you were losing the original torchbearers, which I really appreciate. And I think that is such that's so hard to pull off. Like, and I've seen like a thread that is gone somewhat viral or caused a lot of discourse about like, oh, okay, I'll give you the premise of this thread is this mom is talking about the movie and watching it with her family and her son who's dressed up as Woody and he's a little kid, and she's like, I just didn't like that it wasn't about Buzz and Woody and the characters we've gotten to know over the years. And it's like, first, your kid's like 4. I don't think he cares. Woody and Buzz are in this film plenty, especially Buzz. Has got some great moments. But that's such a minor nitpick. That's like not valid. It's not a valid criticism whatsoever.
No.
I don't want to give it any more airtime. But yeah, it's definitely centered on Jesse, but it still feels like it's the whole gang, you know?
It managed. So for me, what was really nice about this movie is I feel like 3 is meant to be like an ending to the Toy Story trilogy. And then I feel like 4 is like, oh, we're back with a new ending. This did not feel like it was actually trying to do that again, which was my fear of like, are we literally doing like a third ending to the whole Toy Story thing? This was a new story. And I also, seeing the trailer, was like, why is Woody back? Was this not the whole point of 4? Was he's like, I'm doing it on my own kind of deal? And I feel like they incorporated that fine. I liked having Woody there. He didn't need to be in the movie for me. I'll be like,
he's kind of a cameo. Okay, maybe that threader.
Look,
but no.
It didn't like detract from the movie in my way. Like you're saying, is it managed to bring back the nostalgia of the Buzz and Woody story and all of the fun beats and them running and chasing the car and like their taglines I'm blanking on in the moment, but like they hit all those like beats while still telling a fresh, new, relevant story. And I think that is what really, so much of this IP slop that is going around nowadays is just like nostalgia porn, where they're like, oh, remember when Buzz and Woody did this? Remember when Buzz and Woody did that? And this managed to sneak some of those in, but it did not rely on that to tell a good story. And I really appreciated that aspect of it.
So real quickly, by the numbers.
Give me the nums.
Toy Story 5. I don't know if this is the most up-to-date numbered. In its second weekend, so we're recording this a weekend after it came out.
Don't timestamp us.
It earns...
I already did. Never mind.
Okay. The worldwide cumulative is $585 million. Is that right?
That's baller. Look, if it's higher, that's even more impressive. Like,
yeah.
Look, Toy Story still got it. I think that's part of this is like,
okay.
Oh yeah, hit me.
I think that number was a little off. Okay. No, $589.3 million box office on a budget of $250 million. That's 2 weekends out, which is a feat given the state of other blockbusters that are coming out around this time. We don't have to get into it, but it might be the topic of a future podcast. But yeah, they still got the juice, man. They still have the juice. It's a tight 102 minutes.
Which one? We love that around here. We love that sort of concise storytelling. It's important to my movie-going experience, I feel like, nowadays. And so I think to the one downside here is I think Pixar as a studio, them going back to Toy Story is a bit of a, like, where is the state of their original stories?
Well, let's talk about it. Because I think for a long time there was a push to move away from sequels. Yeah. Man, maybe this was in the midst of Disney Plus, Marvel, but in recent years their newer films have not been doing fantastic. Wow. Lightyear, famously.
That is not a Toy Story movie, but it is 6 intellectual properties around Toy Story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I recently watched Hoppers on Disney Plus. I don't know if you caught it.
No, but that's their most recent. Good. That's like the most recent before this movie. What I did not catch it. Give me the short and long.
The short and long of it. I don't know how it did at the box office, but I feel like I didn't see much about it. But the pitch is essentially it's like Pixar's Avatar, like James Cameron Avatar, where a girl inhabits the body of like a little beaver animatronic thing, and then she befriends all the forest animals.
Evan, you could have given
help save the forest.
You could have given me 100 guesses what that movie was about, and I never would have gotten to beaver animatronic. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Good movie.
Okay, that's good. It's good.
Elio also recently. I don't know how that did, but like these movies have not been making waves. At least to a 30-year-old man. You know. Heavy caveat. I'm not the target audience, but I'm veering more. I'm heading in that direction.
You're doing the horseshoe, if you will. It was for you.
Yeah.
And now, as a father, these movies are coming back to be more relevant to you. And so, I mean, jumping...
Which Toy Story 5, big milestone.
Yeah. Was it his first...
Was lad's first theater movie experience.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. How did he do?
That was pretty nice. He did okay. He got about, 3/4 of the way through before he started getting antsy and like wanted to stand up and peer over chairs and throw his stuff. But I brought enough snacks and whatnot. But yeah, so
you snuck
and it's because of that
to the movie theater. Who are you?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
that's a new rule.
I think so.
I think so, dude.
People bring all sorts of shit.
I think illegally.
To the these days. I had all sorts of goodies in my bag. Well, yeah, so, it was a test of his attention span, and he did very well. It's not even 3 yet. But to gauge his interest, I put on Toy Story 4 the day before. And after that movie, he said, that's a good movie. I said, okay, we're going to the theater tomorrow.
Test passed, flying colors.
Yeah. But, recently, the Cars levy has finally broken in our house, so it's been very heavy. Cars, 1, 2, and 3, which I guess better than I had thought.
You enjoyed 2 and 3, you're saying?
3, I don't know that I've seen all of 2, but like they're easy movies to rag on, but like watching them, I'm like, okay, I see. There's a thing they're doing.
Well, they're some of Pixar's most like financially successful movies, which is always bizarre to me. Tow Mater,
which gets you into. We've watched. There's 2 Planes movies starring Dane Cook, but those are in the Cars universe, but not Pixar, but they are Disney animated.
We're sounding like some Marvel fans here. We're like, it's Netflix MCU and it's not official MCU. Did you say they were starring Dane Cook?
I was watching it. I was like, I know this voice. And I don't like.
That's crazy. Dane Cook starred in any movie besides Good Luck Chuck.
Exactly. I think he's like most known for like dating like a 20-year-old now in his 50s. That's all I know about him these days, and that he's in Planes.
Most known for. That is so funny. Okay, back to Toy Story 5. So one of the things that, and I feel like I had this same thought during Toy Story 4. One thing that really struck me is, by no means is the 1995 or 99 movies like bad animation, but holy shit. Just watching this movie, the way they make them really look like real toys, like, is so, like, the sheen, the plastic, like, the ragdollness, it is astounding to me, the leaps and bounds in animation. And I think it's really telling when, we can see a character that's evolved over 31 years.
30 years? That'd be like if we were getting Porco Rosso 6 in the year 20. I mean, like, there's no
comparison.
Are there any others? No one else is doing a franchise with continuity through that. I mean, Star Wars. No, but it's not like.
But it's not the same characters always. I hear where you're going with it. It feels slightly different.
I guess we went from Puppet Yoda to CG Yoda back to Puppet Yoda and now Grogu.
And now we have
so
Baby Yoda.
There's kind of a through line.
Baby Yoda is the Jesse of Star Wars. So to dive into the plot of this, I think that you summed it up very well. The toys are taking on the tablets, the technology, the screens, and they dive right into this, which I really appreciate. Is like, there was no like beating around the bush. Actually, hold on. I'm a reverse. They don't dive right into this. They start off with shipwrecked Buzz Army. I'll be honest, when they showed this first scene, I was like, uh-oh, I'm not having faith in this movie. What's going on? This was so bizarre for about 50% of the movie, this army of buzzes. I could not tell where this was going. Did this need to be in the movie?
Yes, for the final act. The big reveal at the end.
Oh.
Or
the scene where they all fly down.
Do we? Okay. Yeah.
We jump around all the time. I'm assuming people have seen the movie. Hopefully, if not, they don't care about being spoiled.
The army of buzzes, big surprise at the end. Are one, this throughout the movie, they're Wi-Fi enabled.
Yes.
But 2, at the very end of the movie, it's revealed that their wings, the typical buzz wings, also
that was pretty cool.
Sprout out drone wings, and they start hovering. It was pretty sick. I just love that it's sort of a callback to Toy Story 1. where Buzz delivers.
There's a moment where the army of Buzzes are running, and there's a human, and they all drop and pretend to be a toy. And they were like, why did we do that? And it, like, actually broke my brain. Like, he thinks he's a spaceman. Why would he ever pretend to be a toy? It's just, like, in their DNA? I don't know. That was crazy.
They're having their own, like, vision journey in the MCU. And it's like, elaborate.
Look, it threw me off in the beginning, but it became a comedic C storyline that won me over when one gets picked up by a child and was like, nah, this is where I belong, dog. Leave me alone.
I think they're primarily for, like, comedic relief. Obviously.
Yeah.
And they, like, support, I think, one of the gooier cores of the movie is, like, the Buzz-Jesse relationship. They have their little wedding at the end. What were we going to say?
It was so fucking cute. I'm not going to lie. I did not.
Yeah.
It was not something that would have been on, like, my bingo card needed, whatever. They might have hinted at it in 4. I'm not remembering. You might have to tell me. I think this was a totally new subplot, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. The one thing I'll say is, like, Buzz's best friend is Woody, and it's very much like, oh, like, my best friend, like, your sister looks a lot like you. Like, I'm really, like, you think I could date her? Like, it was kind of funny in that regard.
Yeah. I don't recall that dynamic being there as much in 4. It's maybe
I think it's like
there,
a
but
kiss
subtle,
on the
but
cheek.
it's
and
in 3.
Like, oh, it's in 3. Okay. It's been a while
It's in
since I've
3
seen
because he's got Spanish mode and she's into
and
that.
she's into that.
I also recently watched 3. We've been going backwards. We went 4, 5, 3.
Continuity be damned.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I think that Jesse and subsequently, like, Bullseye, since the second movie, have been a little, I don't want to say underutilized, but very side character-y. And so, like, to flip the perspective, I just thought it was really great. And, like, Jesse is feeling the weight of going through 3 different owners in she totally left out the old man that used to own her, but, you know, whatever.
He doesn't count. Jesse going through this again, does it feel like backtracking a little bit, like treading the same water?
Well, and so,
in some ways,
yes, to me is like, while I'm calling this a new and fresh story, there were parts of, like, reheating the old nachos. Even the Buzz Army to me reminds me of, like, when they're in the store and there's all the buzzes. Yeah. And so, like, there's definitely some reheating of the nachos of, like, but I feel like specifically with the Jesse stuff you're addressing, I feel like towards the end they really stuck the landing for me in a way that I wasn't seeing coming. And so I forgive that part a bit more. But I think the fresh new take that I really enjoyed on it was the whole tablet part of it. And beyond just the tablet, it was like the helping her make a friend type deal. Like, it was so sad in the very beginning when she tries to play with the 2 neighbor twins, and they, like, laugh, and she goes, "Hi, I'm Jessie," and, like, the kids laugh and run inside. Broke my heart, dude. I was like, oh, what is going on here?
I'll be honest, the iPad thing, obviously, you know, we all know the perils of screen addiction and screen time for young children and also adults. But the thing that sort of caught me off guard was, like, the bullying aspect, or, like, the meanness of kids, which you forget that can happen. Dude. And not necessarily out of malice, but just, like, out of being young, unfiltered children who, you know, form into little groups. And that whole part. Yeah.
For me, I don't think it was necessarily like so in my childhood, I don't think it was necessarily like toys where, like, people were like, oh, you still play with toys? But there was definitely a moment in my life where they're like, oh, you still watch, like, cartoons and play Pokemon? And I had to, like, put that aside for many years. Like, like, you know, you don't think of it as, like, bullying in the moment when you're, like, a child, but it's a bit of, like, social conformity via, like, well, I gotta have friends, and if they think it's weird to play Pokemon, like, I'm not gonna tell them I play Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of, like, what was your sort of first, like, online experience like that? Like, what were you getting involved? I guess we had, like, AIM back.
I was gonna say
day,
it was like AIM, or weirdly, like, Halo 3 chatting to
Halo
people
3, okay.
online.
Sure.
Me and my friend, we treated that like it was, I mean, don't pull up those transcripts. We were probably equal parts bully versus getting bullied. You know what I mean?
I used to play the 2D turn-based shooter game called Gunbound. It was a Korean game, but like you could play online, and I would play with friends. You could connect over LAN or internet. Or RuneScape is another one.
RuneScape,
much more widely known.
Yeah.
But we would like gang up on people or like chat people in RuneScape. Be like, hey, we're gonna go kill this monster in the woods, and like come with us. And then just once you get into the free zone, just like
Stop, dog.
steal your shit.
Stop.
Yeah.
But like it's so funny, like we're talking about this because like the kids with Bonnie, where they were like, oh, what is this? You still play with your toys? Like obviously what they're doing is wrong, but like it's just children behavior at some level. You know what I mean? And so adding the iPad, we're gonna get deep this podcast, I can already tell. Adding the iPad, it adds a level of, and we experience it as adults, like you're always connected, you're always seeing what other people are thinking, you're getting in real time feedback, where if she's just seeing her friends at dance class or school, there is like this division of like home life where she can play with her toys all she wants, versus like now the social bullying pressure, peer pressure has crept into our pockets. You know what I mean? It's crept into every little aspect of our life. And as a teenager, that's tough. You know what I mean? Even as a teenager, that's tough. But these kids are getting younger and younger when they get these iPads. What Bonnie was, they said, or some like that's not like unrealistic for these kids to be having their own device like this.
Very formative years.
Right.
The iPad, the Lilypad.
I had to look it up.
Played by Greta Lee.
That was Greta Lee.
Greta Lee, yeah.
That's crazy.
What's the one?
She's in oh my god, what is that movie called? It's so good. Oh my god.
The one.
No, stop. Oh,
sad.
It's really
rom-com.
sad.
Not rom-com.
It's oh my god, is it called Past Lives?
About
Past
forlorn
Lives,
lovers.
Past
Lives.
It was phenomenal. I'm so upset I forgot the name.
They're in love. They're Koreans. the two big elements.
Oh my god. Okay, phenomenal movie. Wow. I didn't catch that it was her. The other voice that really threw me off was the potty trainer was Conan O'Brien. The whole movie.
I did not know
the whole
that
movie. I'm like,
in
I
the
know
moment.
this dude. I was like, who is this dude? But the Lilypad was so aptly named and designed. I had to like look up if that was real. I was like, is this a real thing for children?
The equivalent would probably be like the Fire tablet from Amazon, or just real iPads.
Right. So it was interesting to me that they chose to tackle this topic, because I don't want to say it's like controversial, but it's a little controversial. Like there's got to be some parents that walked into this movie with their kids and like felt a little attacked, right?
I believe it. There's probably people jumping up to defend themselves, like, hey. And, you know, as someone who's currently in the throes, like, I get you do what you got to do to survive.
Yeah.
But also there are, you know, these things, there are these dangers to just online connection and social media addiction. The effects on, like, the Surgeon General a couple of years ago putting out studies about how it's, like, very clearly negatively affecting the mental health of teens pretty much everywhere and their self-worth. So a lot
I'm
of
30 years old. I feel like it affects my mental health, dude. Like I'm still in the we were really, and this is not like to back in my day, but we were really the last generation to have a separation of it, and even it bled, like you're talking about like AIM and stuff, like it bled into our childhood, and I feel like we escaped the major ramifications of seeing the impact of like what being online as a child 24/7 is really like.
Enough time has passed now, like where these bigger conversations or questions around technology feel overdue.
Right.
Like,
yes.
You know, maybe in 2019, I mean, realistically, social media took off 2012, 2014.
I had a Facebook probably 2010. But you're right, took off.
Like
took off.
The pervasiveness,
yes,
where it is in every facet of life. It's been.
We
around
were still
for a while,
told not to post like party photos on Facebook when we were in college.
Had to hold
your beers behind your back. Like, you're not gonna get a job if you have, and like
now
that's
now kids just don't party.
Oh my God, yeah, I actually maybe that is part of the
because they fear being perceived.
Yeah, I mean, we used to be able to go to a
dance
party
at the club anymore.
We used to be able to go to a party and not like be feared someone was gonna take like a video of us being an ass, not being an ass, but like dancing like an idiot or whatever. So yes, I think what you're talking about is it's overdue and it's fun, not fun. It's exciting to me, though, that one of the largest and oldest, like, property for children really decided to try to tackle this. And so when I talk about, like, the reheating of the nachos of some of these bits and gags and, like, story beats, applaud the movie just so much for taking on this topic. And it didn't ever feel like too, probably crossed the line, but it didn't feel like too preachy on, like, and that's why you don't want to have an iPad, because there's a balance. There are screen time inhibitors, but, like, you got to find the balance. And, like, it was really scary when, like, Woody or Jesse was, like, looking around and, like, all of the families were in, like, different rooms. And like, you could see, like, and everyone had, like, the light of some sort of screen on their face. I felt really called out when they would go to Blaze's house and the dad was on Zoom with like, his coworkers and everything. And I was like, oh, no, that's me. That's me.
I think what you're saying, though, like, it's a storytelling device, no pun intended. But like the villains in Toy Story movies always sort of play that role where they like, sort of represent the danger or something. Like Buzz, and he's not the villain, but like in the first one, it's like the dangers of like jealousy or but Sid is sort of an actual.
No. But I get what you're saying.
I feel like the villains.
Yeah, where Lilypad is the villain here, but it's a larger conversation than just technology bad. It's about the impact, and the Pixar always nails it. It's about how it makes you feel, and it's about like it was making Bonnie feel more alone. Actually, even though she was struggling with being alone, they thought this was going to help. It made her feel even more alone at times.
This is something I've been thinking about after rewatching 4, because for a long time I held the opinion. I watched 4 when it maybe on streaming. For a long time, I held the opinion that it was a fine movie, didn't need to exist. Having rewatched it recently. Like it's about, and a lot of these movies are just like about some form of grief, some form of mourning something in your life. And I don't think I picked up on that last time, but like Woody saying goodbye to Buzz and the gang on the awning of the trailer. It's just like, it's things are moving like
it's life, baby.
I choked up watching that, and it's just like it's a series of midlife crises.
Yes.
And now that I'm at this point in my life, it's like, oh shit, dude. Like these movies hit hard.
This is part of the reheating of the nachos, but they do it so well every time. You're right. It's about like Woody and Buzz, the jealousy, and it's about feeling like Woody is feeling replaced. He's feeling obsolete. He's feeling old, and they touch on these themes every time, but in different manners, I think. And so coming to 4, it is really Woody coming to terms with these feelings, not just necessarily like, oh, I got over that feeling of jealousy. It's more so like, what do I do now type deal. Where do I go?
Like the empty nester dilemma.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think 4, and I'm not trying to glaze here, but I think 4 is like a masterpiece. I was moved by it. I was totally blown away. And so I was like, how does 5 top that? And I don't think 5 was better, but I think they've really hit this stride of like, even if they're telling a similar theme or story, they know how to do so in a way. So like, once again, this is Jessie going through the grief of like, 3 different owners now. She's been through Emily, she's been through Andy, and now she's with Bonnie. And she feels like everyone's saying the age of toys is over. And so, like, she's always been able to, with the grief of losing Emily, she kind of filled that void with Andy then. And then with Andy, we meet Bonnie, and there's this whole new rejoice of, like, we're playing again, we're helping a kid, this, that, whatever. And what I liked about this is, like, a lot of times they're focused on helping the kid in the regards of, like, oh, we play with them, we bring them joy. But Jessie takes it a bit further where she's like, no, it is my responsibility to make sure not only, like, when they're playing with us, like, this sense of joy and happiness in life, like, Jessie takes it outside the home, like, I'm gonna get Bonnie a friend. Like, this is clearly not right. Bonnie's a great girl. We can do something about this. And so it's taking it to that next level of like, and she says it in the movie, she feels useless. She feels like she is on this cycle, this path of like, oh, I help these kids for this short amount of time, and then they just throw me in the donation box. Like, what am I actually doing here? Kind of like what Woody was feeling, but she's kind of in a different stage of it, and she comes to terms with, even if her impact is only for X amount of timeline, I think she says something along the lines of like, we're here to help them grow. Like, we don't get to choose how quickly or when that happens. Like, it's so beautiful to realize, even if you have like a short time with someone, like your impact still carries on past that time you were with them.
And that is a beautiful bow tie on that. With the end, they bring it back to Emily. Is that her name?
It's
No.
Emily.
Yeah,
it is
Emily.
It's
Emily. And she digs up the lunchbox under the tree. The tire swing we've seen since 2.
Evan.
And Emily has named her daughter Jessie. So it comes full circle. She's feeling obsolete.
I teared up in the theaters. I'm a movie crier now. The older I get, the more movies. I'm like really invested in this shit. And so I was in the theater, and that fucking shook me to my core. What a beautiful and touching. This to me was like, Pixar has not lost a step. They've always been the king of animation, but where their juice lies is in these heartfelt gut punch moments. It reminded me of like the Luca moment where he was like, sea monster. It like took my breath away when she was like, no, this can't be Emily's stuff. It's all too old. And she flips over the card and she's like, to my daughter, Jessie. Oh my God. But it's just like what I'm saying is like, even though Emily moved on from playing with toys, playing with Jessie, the impact that Jessie had on her life was forever. You know what I'm saying?
And as an aging millennial, who's prone to nostalgia, that shit.
Did you say aging or Asian?
As an Asian millennial.
I was like, where's this going? Sorry.
As an Asian millennial. That's you gotta watch the YouTube for that one. No, I think the idea of being removed from people, especially in the age of social media, you're so connected to pretty much everyone you've ever known in your life, and the touch points become less and less frequent, right. and you experience people, especially through college, everyone, not just to glorify college or that age, but like you spend such an intense time in close quarters with people, like seeing them every day. What could life be like if we just had walkable communities and like lived in close quarters with our friends, and had our, had housing and food available. But like you spent such intense times with people, getting to know them, every facet of them, and then like as adults, you're distant, you're removed, you only experience each other through feeds, maybe through text, through occasional conversations, and it's like, but you still feel that investment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, especially now, as you go on to watch people get married, have kids, do, whatever their fate, get divorced at this point, like you cheer these people on.
And I think it's easy to post high school, post college, these friends that were your whole life. It is easy to feel a bit of that like donation bin feeling that Jessie's getting. And it's like, if all of my friends end up growing apart, like what's the point of these friendships? What's the point of these connections if I'm not going to spend forever with them type deal? But it's like, no, just because, and that was the part that really stuck to me, was the whole Emily naming her daughter Jessie. Like, your impact on someone, long, short, whatever it may be. Like, I get it was supposed to be like sentimental, like, oh, that time meant so much, but it really made me think like every interaction we have could have an impact on someone else. Like, what are we if not like a web of community string, like people and like interactions, and like, I don't want to say like be nice to your neighbor type deal, but like you should be nice to like everyone you meet. Treat them like a friend. Treat them like someone who is in your life for long or short. Like, it doesn't, even if you're not going to spend the rest of your life talking to this person every single day, there's no reason not to invest 100% into that relationship right here, right now.
Be where you are. Kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put that on a fucking Pinterest.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Give us a Tumblr post. That would have done numbers back in the day. I don't have a car at the moment, so I'm getting a lot of things delivered to my house. Marty has made it so easy because not only are they fast and efficient, but they're the cheapest option out there by far.
I get these matcha lattes that retail for like $45 for a 12-pack, and I've never bought it full price. I get it on Marty for $15. Marty's woman-owned, sustainable, socially conscious, and eco-friendly. What they do is they buy up surplus inventory from the top brands that you love, and they sell it to you at a lower price, so you save food waste and you save money.
That was my first question, was how do they get these things so cheap? But they have a model, and it's passing savings on to you. They got hundreds of items, fast shipping, no subscriptions needed, and you can save on all the great food that you love. We do have a discount code when you go to marty.com/2dudeswatchcartoons, all one word.
TWO, Dudes Watch
TWO, 2 Dudes Watch Cartoons, all one word. You can save $5 off your order.
Go to marty.com/2dudeswatchcartoons at our link in bio, or just plug in the promo code 2dudeswatchcartoons. That's TWO, Dudes Watch Cartoons. Thanks for supporting the pod. Go get yourself some delicious snacks. Alex, go figure out the car situation. I don't know what's going on.
I don't need to with Marty.
Back to the episode.
Two dudes watch cartoons.
We talk about like the stages of these feelings and this grief. It was kind of nice to see Woody, who is, his whole mission now is like helping displaced toys. And you know, we're talking about all the deep parts of this movie. There was a lot of funny parts. Like there was like when he was trying to save the guy from the tree, and he's like, "Listen, Mr. Macho." He's like, "It's Dr. Macho." Like I was like, that's top tier comedy right there. And so like,
Okay, I have a question.
Hit me.
I don't mean to sidetrack you, but there's a potential for a plot hole. I didn't pay close enough.
I got a list. You want to go over plot holes? Let's talk about text message history. That's a plot hole.
Does Woody say his infamous? Do they pull Woody's string in this movie? And does he say any lines? Does he say "There's a snake in my boot"? I don't know. And maybe there.
I don't think he said it, but I feel like there was a reference somewhere to "There's a snake in my boot." But I'm not.
Okay.
It was either like Bonnie or Blaze, like imitating one of them. Maybe I'm not sure if he said it. Or like Buzz said it, or like the Slinky toy. I do think there was one mention of a snake in my boot, but I don't think it was the classic Woody pulling his string.
Sure. Okay. And you know, someone who is watching with a closer eye, tell me. I don't know for a fact. I don't think they did actually, but I was just only asking because at the end of 4 he gets his voice. Or he gives up his voice box to Gabby.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't think that plot hole.
I think Pixar writers are smarter than that.
I think they're smarter than that. I don't think anyone pulled his string. They made the balding joke, which was pretty funny. They gave him a gut, which was pretty funny too. It was like, okay. Or even just him coming in with the poncho, and he's like, "It's a poncho. It's cool." And he's like, "Well, Bo Peep likes it," and she's like,
"Yeah." I think if these movies were closer together, maybe the reheated nachos or like the sort of dad joke kind of humor might not work, or but because
the space.
They don't rush these things, I feel like I've been seeing things where they might consider doing another one and like
I wouldn't be surprised
closing out a Bonnie trilogy,
at this point.
But at this point, I'm not opposed to it. You know, I think I was resistant to it after 3 and 4, but they clearly know.
They know what they're doing. I trust them. I trust them after this movie because, like I said, I was fearful it was another, like a third goodbye type deal. And why there was some of those themes, this by no means was like we're ending the Toy Story story. Like, you get what I'm saying? It didn't feel like that. Like, we're back for one last adventure. Like, It never gave me those vibes. It didn't try to be something it wasn't.
I'm like really coming to appreciate where this franchise is because like they could just pop in. They don't have to. There's no I mean, I guess there's probably a lot of financial incentive to do another one. But like they don't have to at this point, so they can like come in and execute beautifully. It's like a Hayao Miyazaki film. Like they only make it when it's there. When the story's ready to be told.
Not to be that guy, is Pixar like the closest American like Ghibli that we have?
I think in terms of like quality,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually think you're so right in like if they were trying to churn these out every 1 to 2 years, like, and not to shit on these, but back when like Shrek was hot, they were like, we got to make a new Shrek movie 2 years from now, like, and we saw the quality drop in like 3 and 4, and I think with Shrek 5 coming, I think a lot of us are more excited because of the time that's happened between.
Toy Story can do no wrong. Okay, let me just because I don't think we touched on it earlier. 93% on the tomato meter, 95% audience rating.
And you know what? I bet you that's fucking low for Toy Story. You know what's crazy is that's a phenomenal number, and I bet you that's low for Toy Story. And you want to know what's annoying? Is I bet you there's a few wokies out there. Excuse me, anti-wokies. I sounded like a Republican there. I bet you there's a few people that are like, oh, I didn't like that it was about Jessie. I just couldn't.
Bonnie's a girl, and she seems to be a person of color. What is this?
Oh, wait, we didn't discuss this. So there's a new character, Blaze. What a dumb fucking name. What is going on? Do people name their children Blaze?
I'm sure there are people.
Poor Blazes out
Take
there.
that back.
Poor, I apologize for all of your parents. Look, and I'm not trying to like gender things here, but if you're gonna name anyone Blaze, why are you gonna name a girl Blaze? It sounded like a horse name. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. What was speaking of Blaze, I really enjoyed the middle evolution of tech toys that they introduced. So not like the iPad, Smarty Pants.
Or the little digital
camera and like the GPS. Because like we did have an era of those like low tech toys, if that makes sense, and like it's an interesting bridge.
Which they're coming.
Are
back.
they? You tell me. Back. I have no idea.
Well, maybe not those kinds of toys, but there's a whole like Gen Z calls digital cameras digicams, and they're like the hot trendy thing.
Whoa.
Now, so, as opposed to taking photos on your phone, they call them digicams, and that's like their vintage tech experience.
I can't tell you what that makes me think and feel right now. That's bizarre. Right? I mean, I guess it's like the equivalent of when we would use like disposable cameras for like an event. We'd be like, oh yeah, here's a disposable camera for your time at summer camp.
Yeah, or like there's the classic like people use supposedly kids use their like open palms or open hands as like to gesture a phone instead of the classic thing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's terrifying. Just gonna be honest.
So even like
pretend you pick up the phone and they go like this, and you're like, what are you doing?
So the banana phone thing was real novel with my kid. It's a phone. It's a shape. It's shaped like
That's
a phone.
Funny. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, and we're jumping all over the place here, but back when Jessie was with Emily, and Emily starts to forget about the toys and everything, I thought it was funny that they symbolized it as like, oh, she's on the phone all the time now. And I was like, oh. It's always something with kids. It's not, and I think that's what's nice about this is like while it did admonish the tech takeover, it was not specific to what was going on nowadays. Kids are going to grow up and be more interested in other things than their toys, and so like I just think it's interesting. Like we're lowering that bar almost every year of what's this like. You know what I mean? Like, would you give an 8-year-old just like a landline in their home like that? You know what I mean? But instead, we give them a whole ass iPad instead.
Yeah. Shout out. There's a company called Tin Can. They make a little Wi-Fi enabled just like phones without any screens. It's like a little landline thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like specifically for kids. They're like fun colors.
I thought this was a bit. I was like, what's going on? Okay.
No.
Nice. Oh, no, I like that. Yeah, because I think that is the answer to some of these issues.
What was your favorite or funniest moment in the movie?
I'll give you one of each. My favorite moment, actually, we've covered it, was when Jessie found out Emily named her daughter after her. Like, that actually moved me to tears. Funniest moment... It's a good question. There was a lot of funny moments, and I'm not even just saying that. Like they did a good job of keeping it funny. I think it was when. Oh, I know when it was. Okay, it's a classic joke, setup and then punchline. So Smarty Pants goes like, "Do you want to play like catch the poop?" He's like, "It's a fun game. You just got to press the button on which one's on the poop icon." Jessie goes, "I will never play that game with you. And then they like sleep, and the next morning she's doing it like like she's a pro. And I was like
it's DDR.
like it was DDR. That was really funny. I thought that was really good. What about you? Give me favorite and funniest. Take a moment, take a sip.
Funniest, I think, was funniest moment was a Smarty Pants line. I don't even remember the setup to it, but he goes, "Heh, you said duty," because he's like a little poop training toy.
It was to Buzz, where he's like, he's like, I'm the deputy here. It's my duty to take care of the room. And he goes, you said duty. Also, did he make like a shat joke? Like, I felt like it. When they're in the play imagination for Blaze, and she was like, "Hello, Shootner," or whatever, and he goes, "It's shat," and I was like, I feel like that's like pretty close to cussing, but okay.
Favorite moment? I think we already talked about it, but it was the Buzz drone army at the end.
Yeah, that was really great. Like,
that was cool. It was unexpected. It's funny. It's an homage. Like.
Yeah, because you're right. It isn't. I feel like they did a good job with those homages of like the flying, like, oh, it's just fallen with style or whatever. Like they managed to hit those classic notes, but still keep it fresh.
All right, tougher question for you. What is going on your Mount Rushmore of Toy Story movies? One's out. What's going on your Mount Rush Toy Store?
That is so tough. I actually thought you were going to ask me to rank them, and I'll be honest, I don't know I can rank them because they're all so good for different reasons. Okay. Fuck. I'm going to leave out. I know which two I'm deciding between, and I'm having a tough time. I think I'm going to leave out two.
Before you say your answer. Okay.
It's too late.
Oh.
I was deciding between 2 and 3. 1 is the classic. Okay. I can't leave it out. 4 to me is amazing. I really enjoyed 5. I think part of it is that I'm older. I'm able to appreciate these things. You know, I'm looking to like enter that stage of like raising a child, and so like there's those lessons there of like whatnot, and like the dangers of the iPad and whatnot, and honestly, and not to like, I'm not trying to like glaze you here, but when me and Nikki had come over around Christmas time and hung out, we really appreciated some of the things we felt like you guys were doing while raising him, and specifically, I don't know how much we've talked about this, so not to put you on the spot here, but like you were talking about like the low stimulation cartoons, and I thought like that is so something I never would have thought of if you had not like pointed out to me. And you were like, even some of the good cartoons of today still have this like and like a bit of a fever pace to them. And even just like because we watched casually like an episode or two of Little Bear while we were there while he was playing, and it was like, wow, this is so different than the shows that are on today. Like I was blown away watching the Little Bear, and I was like, this is what we used to watch. And like, so I don't want to say the cautionary tale of 5 really got to me, but between the lesson of like your impact can last a lifetime, the dangers of like technology and like the being connected all the time, I just really felt like the themes really resonated with me here. Which one you leave off?
Before I get into it, so all the Rotten Tomatoes scores of all the movies. Toy Story 1, 1995, 100%.
100.
Toy Story 2, 1999, 100%. Toy Story 3, 2010, 98%.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Toy Story 4, 96%. Oh, they even included Lightyear in here, which is 74%.
74? It's not part of this.
That's I'm not.
No, I know.
In the Mount Rushmore calculation, but Toy Story 5, 93%.
Evan, is this a comment on the quality of these movies declining, even if ever so slightly, or is society getting more critical?
I think society is maybe getting more critical, and just because people have access to everything, and how does Rotten Tomatoes line up with 1995?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's some bit of like
like they weren't logging
nostalgia
it.
in play.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your answer. Sorry.
So that said, I think mine's a little easier. I think I go, I guess in no particular order, 5, 4, 3, 2, and leave out 1.
Wow, you're not falling for the nostalgia of it.
Not in regards to 1. I think obviously 1 introduces the world, but I think as far as like emotional gut punch, 2 you get is that Sarah McLachlan?
Yeah.
Who sings that song? When somebody loves
yeah, no,
everything was beautiful.
I don't know who sings it. Okay, you're selling me a little.
You know what I mean?
The emotions they kind of amp up emotionally. The movies more and more.
Yes, yeah.
So, oh man, I just love, and I'm letting nostalgia take over a little bit here, but like I just loved 1 as a kid. Like it just blew my mind.
Yeah,
it was fun, imaginative. Yeah. So they do. Oh, another really funny part in this movie is with all the buzzes, and he's like, "I'm your commander. I've got the star," and then he goes, "Oh, by the way, Zurg is our father," and they all go, "No." that was top tier comedy.
Yeah, that's the little post-credits stinger.
Yeah.
At the end. Don't forget to stick around.
We stayed by accident.
The Toy Story 2 song, is in fact sung by Sarah McLachlan, nice. Written by Woody.
Woody wrote it.
Randy Newman.
Randy wrote it. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, good for him. He's still working on these. He's old. He's up there, man. 30 years. 30 years as a franchise is incredible. Yeah. Like, I think that's... I don't want to gloss over that. I know we've already talked about it. But, like, nothing else has that kind of longevity.
No.
Especially a kid's movie?
And what I appreciate is I feel they are doing their best attempt to stick with us as Asian millennials. I couldn't help myself. Sorry. I feel like they're doing their best to stay with us as an audience while not losing the aspect of being a kid's movie still. You know what? This is one of the few times in this podcast where, like, this property was so good, you know, aside from being, like, a kid's, like, even though, like, we sometimes use that as, like, a qualifier. I actually think that is, like, one of the strengths of Toy Story is, like, them telling such impactful and deep, meaningful, emotional journeys targeted towards children.
It comes in the vehicle of a kid.
I'm fucking 33, dude, and I cried.
Yeah, but there's something for everyone. Yeah,
I had to take my glasses off, and it was like, no, Emily, oh my God.
It goes back to the Guillermo del Toro thing. Like, animation is a medium, not a genre.
Right.
These are beautiful stories. So where does that leave you on the star rating for this movie?
Oh, good question. I had not thought of this. We haven't done one of these in a minute. You know me. I'm an easy critic. I'm going 5 out of 5, baby. Okay. Look, I would not blame anyone for giving this a less rating. Not saying this is a bad movie, but I definitely would understand some people leaving this and being like, well, it's not as good as 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, if someone had this at the bottom of their Toy Story ranking, I don't think I would argue. But the emotion I felt, the time I had, it was a 5 out of 5 for me.
I think I'll go 4.5 out of 5. Not that there's too much to knock in the movie, but it's just like I had a wonderful time.
I think the only knock for me is a bit of the reheating some of the nachos that we talked about. Like, I think they managed to do it in a good and fun and respectful way in these regards. But there are times where I was like, didn't we do this mass buzz thing in 2? Like, didn't Jessie already go through this sort of cycle? I thought her and Buzz, we didn't talk about it, but like the play scenes where it's like an imagination of the wedding and then the ball. I loved that. I'm thinking that's new.
It's in a different animation style.
It's in a different animation style.
The impact that Puss in Boots 2022 has had on Pixar, on the industry.
Everyone's shook.
To them. Or Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, it goes back to Spider-Verse. I really liked those scenes because, I mean, like, you go back to Toy Story 1 where Andy's playing where Andy is playing like the bank robber and everything, and they just do it in standard what we're looking at, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's children playing, that's them using their imagination, it's fun. But in the in the medium of animation, like, it was kind of nice putting some stylized version to it, seeing what the children are seeing when they're playing out these scenes. And I just loved the end wedding scene. I thought, like, Buzz walking down the aisle was hilarious. Jesse giving him the ring. Like, I just was so into that. I can't even describe it. And we haven't even talked about it, but, like, the redemption of Lilypad, sort of. Like, Lily did want what was best for Bonnie. She was going about it in the wrong way, but when she realized, when she was watching Bonnie cry in the car when they're about to get ice cream, tore me up. That tore me up. And you know what? I'm glazing, so sorry. I know we're running low on time, but like so many movies nowadays, specifically for children, it is very much like, let me tell you what I'm thinking and feeling. But this was really good at like Lily just looking at Bonnie and us understanding like, oh, Lily's feeling guilt here. Lily is feeling guilty over the situation that has just happened because she pushed Bonnie into this whole mess.
Yeah.
Those fucking dance girls. I want to beat them up.
Yeah. Going backwards, watching 5, 4, and then we watched 3 a couple days later. I was like, oh, I wonder what like lesson Lotso will learn and how they'll bring him into the fold. And he's just strapped to the front of a garbage truck.
Lotso gets torn to shreds.
They've softened. Yeah, the Toy Story writers have softened.
Yeah, I mean, think about Sid. Sid was kind of terrifying back in the day. They've definitely softened a little.
Yeah, I think what's weird about Toy Story as a franchise is like we've sort of entered this phase where new movies that come out, new entries. I don't want to say feel like fan fiction, but they feel like a little bit of like it used to be like a fact that you would have seen 1, 2, and 3 if you were talking to anyone. And it's like Lion King 2. There is a Lion King 2.
But
most of the world hasn't seen it, doesn't know Simba has a daughter who marries like a relative of Scar's or whatever.
There's a Lion King 1.5, Evan.
That's how I felt about like 4. It was just like sort of this fanfic thing, but like now the way I feel about it is like these are like reunion episodes. Every 5 to 10 years, and they're so good, and not in a disappointing way. Like they are good. The characters change, they progress, they're doing different things in life, and it's just heartwarming. It's like a family reunion.
That is the perfect way to describe these, in my opinion. I know a lot of people that like refuse to go see Toy Story 4. They're like, 3 was so good, I can't ruin it by going and seeing 4. And it's like, you're doing a disservice to yourself. If you love Toy Story 1 through 3, you are genuinely missing out. But I also can't blame them. Like, we've been so desensitized to, like, these cash grabs of sequels and whatnot that don't earn the proper moniker of, like, this shouldn't be in the Toy Story entry. I don't think Toy Story has missed. I don't think Toy Story has missed a single time.
Yeah.
And, like...
Even Lightyear.
Even Lightyear, yeah.
I'm going to go watch that next.
That's so funny to me. There's literally 6 entries in this universe or what have you. If they're going to do a Western-style Woody movie next.
It'll be Jesse.
Yeah, yes, it should be. Also, we didn't praise her, but Joan Cusack, phenomenal. She's great. Like,
phenomenal.
It's jarring hearing her as an adult because I know her through so many other projects now. But she's just like, it's funny when we critique a lot of these big Hollywood actors that go into voice acting that it feels rare to find ones that are actually good at it. Like Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks is the GOAT. He's going to be good at anything he does. And look, I don't like the man, but Tim Allen, he does his thing. You know what I mean? He is really good at conveying, like, that whether he's our Buzz or like one of the clone Buzzes.
If not for this, would he be making money?
Dude, you tell me because
he should be thanking his lucky star.
You tell me because it's been a minute for me, but I feel like they kind of really sidestepped Buzz in 4 because I think that was like right after some of his more era.
I don't know if he was sort of a B plot. He was just with the gang and the RV,
right.
Where Woody's plot is sort of the main one.
I liked his part in this though, and like I said, I loved when the kids in the tent were holding Buzz, and he just gave them the casual thumbs up. I was like, that's what it's all about.
Cute, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
4 is great. 5 is great. All these movies.
What do you think's your favorite? I won't make you rank them all. What do you think's your favorite though?
It might be recency bias, but I think 4.
Oh, I never thought I'd see this day, dude. I think
It's
4 is
up
my
there.
favorite. I think 4 is
Yeah.
my favorite. I really do. I just remember, I think you nailed it, is where it's like, it's still a great Toy Story movie, but it's like, it's more than that. Does that make sense?
It's like a character study on Woody a little
yes,
bit.
yes.
Yeah, it's smaller stakes. It's
Right.
not, the big ensemble
It's
thing.
Woody's, it's his Logan. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're absolutely correct. Which means we should be gearing up for Deadpool and Woody at some point.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Well,
So if
Yeah,
they were
go
to
ahead.
do a 6,
I'm there.
do you think they have to bring in a new character at this point, or do you think they work with a toy in the cast? I mean, obviously there would be new characters, but like as
I think it's still Jesse and Buzz focused, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But I don't hate the idea of like, it wouldn't be this, but like Bo Peep, or like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's something there
Yeah.
where we could.
Lilypad gets an update that she's no longer, her battery life starts draining because there's a new iOS update.
It'll be something along those lines. It'll be this gang in their farewell to Bonnie if they do a 6, is my guess.
Yeah,
And I'll
there.
be front row, baby. Well, I don't like sitting front row, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Let's
More than anything.
go ahead.
I'm glad I took Sal, just because it was iffy. He won't remember.
It's
but
not about that.
By the time if or when the next one comes, I can be like, I took you to the first
Yeah.
one in theaters.
And no,
Yeah.
it is. How do I put this? Because like it was such an impactful movie in our childhood. You and I definitely too young. We're not seeing that in theaters, but like everyone we knew had seen Toy Story. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those first cultural touchstone moments for us. It's got to be such a special moment sharing it with your son now, all these years later. Like, it feels like I'm not even part of it, and I feel like emotional thinking about it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was less glamorous than I'm making
It'll
it out
be
to be. There's a lot of,
glamorous
like,
as
stress.
hell
I'm
in
like,
10
oh,
years.
Come back here. Yeah, here's a snack. Oh, don't put your foot in the popcorn tub. A lot of
There was a
that.
bunch of kids
But,
in my theater, though, and it just makes me think, like, man, this is like the generational aspect of it. Like, it's just crazy to me. It's awesome. Should we close it out?
It seems like we should. We should. It seems like every other movie or review we're doing is like, is cinema dying or will cinema survive? And this is one of those movies that gives me
No,
hope.
you're so right. You're so right. And not to contribute to the is cinema dying thing, but like me and Nikki had not been to the movies in a hot minute. Like, just busy. The want it's going to be out on streaming in however long. I'm part of the problem. I love the movie theater. I don't want it to die, but like this gave me such that feeling back, like I'm saying, and that's why I'm giving it the 5 out of 5. Is not because it was the best Toy Story, not because it was the best like Pixar movie of all time, but like just the entire experience I had watching it again was just like awesome. You know what I mean? And that's part of being at the theater.
You went and experienced art in like a communal
I had
setting.
fish tacos beforehand. Like, it was an amazing day. It was awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Should we
Let's
wrap
do our
up?
closing thoughts here. I feel like I have said almost everything I need to about this movie, but this is such a welcomed entry into the not only just the Toy Story anthology, but the Pixar library as a whole. In what should be, when you hear a 5th entry of a movie 30 years later, what should be like a shameless cash grab or an attempt at nostalgia bait, they managed to balance telling a heartfelt story while still doing a lot of the hits and taking us back to those fun moments from our childhood of watching Woody and Buzz fly through the sky, falling with style, if you will, to the updated drone version of the Buzzes here. Like, it really honors its source material while still staying relevant in the year 2026, which is such a hard feat to do when studio interference is such a big pushback here. Like, Disney didn't have a partnership with a big iPad company that made them say, you know what? No, you can't have this story be the villain be the eye. Like, it is very refreshing that they were able to tell a story that is earnest, honest, not too preachy, fun, emotional, And just like in a time where the IP slog is bogging down everything else, they're still, batting 100 here. I've said it a few times throughout the podcast. While this may have some reheated nacho aspects to it, the nachos were fucking delicious.
They were fucking delicious. Excellent. We already did.
Yeah,
Sorry.
5
Okay.
again. I'm giving it 5 more stars.
5 stars. Yeah, ditto. No. Yeah, this Toy Story movie, Toy Story 5, Toy Story 4, I'll admit I was, in retrospect,
I forgive you.
I think I was wrong about it. Yeah, I can admit I was wrong. Wow, that doesn't happen in media these days. I'm not just doubling down. Toy Story movies represent the core of everything Pixar is good at. Like it is, and each of these entries successively have not fumbled it yet, and I don't know that they ever will because they take such time and care. As I was saying earlier, these Toy Story movies 4 and 5, post 3, we've sort of entered this they're not the cultural touchstone that we all share universally now. So I implore you to watch them. If you are a Toy Story 3 staunch defender, that's the finale. That one was very important to me, especially because of the time it came out when I was graduating. And visiting 4, watching 4 now, I think is a lot more relevant. I think you'll feel a lot of the same things, and 5 even more so. Like these are just about a series of midlife crises that I've finally caught up to, and I think they're beautiful movies. It's like that. What's that like? I haven't even watched them before, but there's like that Boyhood movie which follows like a boy through however many years of his life. Where there's like the is it like Midnight in Paris? Ethan Hawke, and it's like a rom-com where they do a couple like you're just following this group of people. I've been reading similar things about Jackass, where like there's a new one out recently, but it's like you just follow this group through. It's like a docu-series. You're following this group, and like the payoff, the emotional payoff compounds. It doesn't diminish. It's not the law of diminishing returns here. Like it just gets more and more profound if you at any point have been emotionally invested in any of these movies. So I implore you to watch all of them. 4.5 stars for 5. Yeah. Excellent. Like this is what you want in a movie going experience. I had a different experience with another recent movie, but we'll talk about that.
Don't tell me that. Oh no. Okay. I think you hit on something really interesting. Is like Jackass. Like I think that's so funny because I think it does hit some of the similar beats of like the length, the watching them grow, have fun with each other, the aging. It's just like we've reached an interesting critical point in media where like. It's like those the kid who's like, I took a photo of myself every day for 18 years. Like that wasn't possible back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. And now we're reaching a point where like we are hopefully the horseshoe on media is kicking back around, if that makes sense.
And not to kick this podcast off like any longer, but like in the age of streaming where like so many things exist that someone could be talking about a show that I've like never heard of or even heard of like the streaming platform it's on. And it's like the media environment is so disparate. So it's nice to have these like big tentpole films.
Yeah, as two Asian millennials, like this is what we need here. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get canceled.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode of Two Dudes Watch Cartoons. Did you say the whole? What is this?
Dude, I don't.
Check
I
out
have
our podcast.
no fucking
Subscribe.
idea. Subscribe, like. We
Yeah.
have a great big long back entry of so many great episodes. We've passed 100 episodes now. We may be doing them more sporadically, but we're never going away. So stay tuned for what's next.
Much like Toy Story, infrequent these days, but we're still plugging along.
Fuck
you know
yeah.
what? All right, that'll do it for this episode of Two Dudes Watch Cartoons. We will catch you next time.
Two dudes watch cartoons.